Hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Artstation Challenge. My name is Charles Fernandez. I'll be the artist this evening and every evening until this project is complete. So, to catch everyone up to speed in case you have not been following along, which is highly likely, I am participating in a 3D modeling challenge hosted by a website called Artstation, which is a portfolio site for visual effects professionals, game professionals, 3D artists of every possible variation. And a lot of the stuff is really phenomenal. So in order to keep everybody's skills up, they offer these challenges every couple months. Give us something to flex our creative muscles and just sharpen our claws and whatnot. So this month, or actually for the next several months through August, like starting today and running through August, we have the Legend of King Arthur challenge. And the pre-production phase of it just ended. That's been going on for the last couple weeks. And today marks the very beginning of the 3D modeling phase of this challenge. And I figured I've been doing this this pre-production stuff. I've been streaming that, so now I will stream my progress on the modeling and animation phase. But before I dive into Maya, I'm going to do a little bit of research, like just sort of getting myself reacquainted with doing a 3D model of a human face. So I want to make sure that I have it lined up correctly in my head, like I have it laid out the way I want to. So I will create a reference layer on top of the face here. And I want to do it on the front side. Well, the front. That's the side, that's the front. Turn off the layers. Control H to hide them. Let's see if I remember this correctly. It's been a while. Now, I had figured out a long time ago how I wanted to create the geometry of a human face. And that ain't it. That's an octagon, and I don't want an octagon. So it's a good thing I didn't start off that way. Hexagon. And then I can create another hexagon for the mouth. Alright. think I'm getting it now. This, I believe, is how I've begun 3D models in the past of human characters with perfect edge flow. I'd had it, I'd started it. Actually, you know what? I might want to drop that back a bit. Yeah, I might want to space that a little differently. Let's see if this is how it's done. I'm going to create a square there. There we go. That gives me the ability to create a shape here. That's a quad. Actually, that gives me the ability to move that down here. Yeah, I like that. All right, that sounds like, this looks like a really good place to, like I have that laid out. Yeah, let's get started. So now, I will switch over to Maya view. Let's save this out first. Luminize. Boom, here we are. Maya view. I had Maya open on my primary monitor. And let's see what we can do. First order of business, we have to set the project. And I am not working on that project right now. Zoom out. Showing everybody my business. There we go. Art streaming. Solution challenge. Merlin. Set. Lovely. Let's create a default workspace. Don't mind if I do. What that does is nothing to start. I just have a workspace mel file here. Oh. Let's not do too much of that. Alright, let's expand this view so you can actually see what's going on. All I have are my reference images. I have the orthos that I created, the front, the back, the side. And now, what I will do is I will, let's reduce that a little bit so you can see what happens. Go into the project window, and this gives me the option of naming custom folders. If I want to have my textures point to, let's see, instead of source images, I will call that textures, because that's what I'm going to do. And I will call this renders. That's just for my own personal preferences. I can then hit accept, and all of these folders now appear in this folder which I have set. I will create a well, I still have a source images directory. So I will put these 3 images in the source images directory. Actually, I might place this one in there as well. All these, because these are reference files. I may not bring all of them into Maya, but I will definitely be bringing these 3. So, let's do that. This is the primary perspective view, and I do not have my 4-pane view. There we go. Actually get the player file here moved on down out of the way so I can change the song if I don't like whatever's playing. And I will move the hypergraph down. Like, some of these windows are just going to be clogging up my workspace, and if I don't need them, I'm just going to either close them out or minimize them. I actually probably will need the hypergraph soon, so I don't know why I hit that. Let me get this back to where it needs to be. There we go. Alright, let's quit screwing around. First things first, check my preferences. It's currently set to centimeters. That doesn't help me. I will switch it to feet. Save. If I'm not mistaken, I have this set up already. The grid is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 12 subdivisions, and this is a foot here. I can check that out by hitting cube. It should create one that is approximately 1 by 1. What the heck is going on here? There we go. Yep, 1 by 1. So now I select. Actually, you know what? Hold on. What I should do is create another cube. Let's decide on Merlin's height. Now, I know proportionally he was, I had made him 7.5 heads tall, and actually I probably ought not to have made him that tall proportionally. I was looking at, I was in my anatomy book, and I came across another page that showed people as they age and what the average proportion it changes over time. that page again. Yeah, for a male, when they are, youths, and when they're, when they're between the ages of 18 and 40, they're 7.5 heads tall. However, when they hit age 80 or so, they shrink down to 7 heads. But you know what? I'll keep it 7.5 heads tall because back in the Middle Ages, they did not live to 80. They did not live long at all. So I will keep it 7.5 heads tall. However, I don't know what the average height of a Welshman is, if anybody knows. I guess Irish, relatively short, I suppose, on average. But let's start here. I just hit Control V to snap or insert, and then Control V to snap the pivot point to the bottom. And I will hold down X to snap it to the 0 marker on the height. Now I can... Oh, I'll probably have to change that again anyway, because I'm about to adjust the height of this cube. Let's make him like 5'5". I'm not actually creating him yet. This is a guide layer, like a guide, a height guide. So insert, hold down V, snap it to the base of the object, insert again, X to the 0 parallel, and now we have an approximation of how tall he will be in a real world space. 5.5 feet tall. So now I will select the camera by hitting this button up here. Control A to access the attributes. Scroll down to environment, and I will create an image plane. And I will point to the front Merlin plane. Source images, Merlin, ortho front. Open. And there he is. What's up, Merlin? Like, I know I wanted to make you short, I didn't want to make you that damn short, so let's see about changing this up a bit. And apparently I can't move the pivot point on an image, on a image plane, unfortunately. That's a little frustrating, but I can work with it. I can manage. Alright, and here he is, approximately. Let's snap it. That I can do. I can snap it. And let's see, what is the scale on this right now? There we go. I know the error of my mistake. What I should have done, and I will do now, is I will undo all of this stuff. I will redo the connection. Redo. I have his approximate scale, but I don't want to have to do this 3 times. So, what I will do now, so I will duplicate this, and then I will apply the back file to this image plane. I'll hit duplicate again. Rotate. Let's see if I can enter this in 90 degrees. Yep. Add to attributes and side. Let's make that negative 90. There we go. As you can now see, I have a pretty good representation. Let me move this back a bit. Maybe move forward. All right, good times. So now I can grab these, all three of these, and group them. First, yeah, you know what? Let's group them now. Maybe grouping them now was not a good idea. Let's try the hyper shade. Oh, not the hyper shade, the hypergraph. But still, this. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Hiding from me. All the way down here. Image plane, image plane. I have one here. It's not part of the group and need to be. Alright, so the group here, 0, 0, 0. Now let's scale the group. Yes! That makes things a lot easier. I can scale them all at once. There we go. Merlin does not seem to be 100% centered. Let's see what he looks like from the back. Well, they appear to be on point. They're not. I may have to scoot him over a little bit. There we go. Right down the center. So what I will do now is I will hide this particular image plane. Delete that. Front template. That was supposed to work, but it did not. Okay. Add selected objects. There we go. So now, let's look at the rear. Alright, perfectly dead center. All right. For purposes of a reference, or like a little guide here, I will be creating a sphere. Use it to approximate the rough shape of the head. Alright, so, I have a tendency to get lost in the minutia, and I need to stop whenever I catch myself doing it. So, that was, yeah, this was basically just to give myself an idea of the overall shape of the back of the skull and the forehead area. Oh, look at that. I'm also... I need to work on that, because I'm only selecting half of the object at any given time, and that is not what I need. Let's see what I can do about that. And it's still not doing what I needed to. Alright, well that's not really going to help me right now, but I will definitely figure that out, because that is annoying. There we go. That selects the entire thing. You can double click on the control points, and it will give you a selection that works that way. Let's do this. Yep, this is annoying. Alright. Okay, so some things have changed since I've really dug into Maya, and I will need to make a couple of modifications to the setup in order for me to take full advantage of how I used to work. Nope, that's not it. Sure. Nope. See, it seems like it would be under the heads-up display. there used to be a viewport cube that would allow you to switch from, say, right to left, or however. I'll have to figure out how to get all this stuff back, because not having it is kind of frustrating. Also, not being able to select both sides of an object at once is also kind of frustrating. And I'll have to figure out how to do that as well. Alright, well, at any rate, let's go ahead and do this then, since I know that it's not going to affect the backside. Let's select this. Let's select this. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Alright, I won't worry about any of this other stuff for now. I pretty much got what I needed out of this shape. This is just going to be something that, as I create the elements of the face, just to double check that it's following along what would be essentially the top view of the skull, to make sure that it actually follows the curve of what an actual face would do. So now I will follow this handy guide that I created for myself in Photoshop and see if I can. So what's that? So you're there. There you are. Okay, so let me drag Photoshop up here. As you can see, I've created this very rough geometric pattern over top of my face guide. So I will be first off hiding the sphere for now. I no longer need this cube, so I'll delete it. Alright. And actually, let me just put that in template mode. Or maybe... There we go. Now I can't select it even if I wanted to, so it won't be in my way. Alright, so first I will create a 6-sided hexagram. It does not have to be perfect yet. And as a matter of fact, as far as geometrically speaking, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. All it has to do is roughly conform to the shape that I've determined for it. Alright, and I will create another one. Alright, we have these two individual hexagons, expanding them. And maybe one at a time. This one. Then extruding this edge so that it comes parallel with this. There we go. it begins. So now we can combine these two polygon shapes. Select these 2 points, merge them. Oh, theoretically, what the hell just happened? Let's try that again. Merge. Alright. And no, and that didn't work. What the hell's going on? Is our one solid object now correct? They should be. Actually, let's turn off the front guide and the roundness guide. Huh. Okay, well that's some bullshit, because this should definitely be combined now. I should definitely be able to merge these two. Huh. Let's try deleting history. Shouldn't really need to at this point. Man. Alright, let's try this. Merge. Options. Okay, this is kind of frustrating. This should work. I may have to call it a night and figure out what the hell is going on. What the hell? You bastard. Nope, it's not wanting to work. And that is frustrating as hell. So what is happening? Yep. Son of a bitch. I did that on accident. I apparently created a double piece of geometry when I did not expect that I did. It didn't seem like I did. Nope. It's still not working. Alright, let's try that again. I'll extrude this. W. You know what? Maybe. Let me just keep it simple for now. Man, it's still not working the way it's supposed to. Let's see this. Right now, I'm just making sure that all of my merge points, all of these vertices have been created properly and that they're not a double-faced, like it's just like two pieces of geometry overlapping each other, because that would not do. Alright, so now let's try this again. One more time. Extrude. Cut here. Nope, it's still not working. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night and figure out what the hell's going on. If I solve this, I will definitely solve this. But once I have it solved, I will pick this up tomorrow, starting at 7:30 and running through till 9 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching. I apologize for the slow start to this, as I fumble my way around this program, getting reacquainted with it. But things will pick up, things will get interesting, and I will see you tomorrow. So let me play the credits, and good night, folks. Come on. And action.